The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case, we're gonna make damn sure that we're right before we do that. But the names that we're gonna name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you.
With 25 among 120 clients, the courtroom is packed as Diddy faces a critical trial. His legal team claims he's not just defending himself, but standing for everyone who feels they've been unfairly targeted by authorities. Moments ago, a lawyer announced arrest warrants for several high-profile Hollywood figures linked to Diddy. The question remains, will this trial bring down Diddy's empire or reveal complexities no one expected? His attorney, Mark Agnifilo, isn't holding back, warning of a possible life sentence in federal prison. His approach is as theatrical as an award-winning film, with emotional scenes, revelations, and potential twists. One thing is clear, this trial will be anything but routine. Diddy's situation is grave, and this isn't just an old scandal revisited. It threatens to topple careers and expose the dark side of Hollywood. With new revelations emerging, even the industry's biggest names could be drawn into this crisis. For fans of celebrity drama, this story is more than a headline. It's a crisis that could shake the entire industry to its core. Tony Buzbee, one of the standout lawyers in this high-profile case, is no stranger to intense legal battles. Known for his bold approach and love for the spotlight, Buzbee has hinted that this case extends beyond a single individual. He suggests that major players, hotels, banks, and other corporations might end up in the line of fire, with potential fallout that could be seismic.
We will find the silent accomplices. We will expose the enablers who enabled this conduct behind closed doors. We will pursue this matter, no matter who the evidence implicates.
What started as a celebrity trial could evolve into a clash against powerful institutions. Meanwhile, the defense team has its own perspective. They're painting the prosecution as overzealous, suggesting it's less about justice and more about securing a high-profile conviction for personal acclaim. According to them, prosecutors are after their client as if he's the catch of the century, fueling the idea that career ambitions may be driving this case rather than pure fairness. Their message is blunt. They see this as a vendetta disguised as justice, with each party pursuing their own interests. One distinction the defense is eager to highlight is the lack of involvement of in this case. Unlike other notorious scandals, they're clearly hoping the public will see a difference, focusing on questionable behavior perhaps, but insisting it's not criminal. Their subtle argument is that some choices may look bad, but they don't break federal laws. Once iconic events like his legendary all-white parties have become cautionary stories overnight. And Buzbee, he's not stopping at one man. His determination to drag every implicated individual into the courtroom is clear. He's already sent out demand letters to big-name figures warning them to settle or risk exposure. Rumors are swirling that some celebrities have already paid significant sums in hush money to keep their names out of the fire.
These are individual cases. There are indeed other perpetrators involved. They will be revealed when that particular individual case is ready to be filed. They already know who they are. And I'm talking here about not just the cowardly but complicit bystanders. That is, those people that we know watched this behavior occur and did nothing. And I'm talking about the people that participated, encouraged it, egged it on. They know who they are.
Buzzy's stance is clear. Pay up or risk everything. Allegedly, there are photos from parties such as those showing Cuba Gooding Jr. That could make their way into evidence and implicate more people. If these pictures end up in court, the fallout could be unpredictable. The fear is palpable. Many who once reveled in the spotlight with him are now frantically pulling away. A-listers settling in private, lesser-known figures scrambling to stay under the radar, and an industry holding its breath to see who falls next. With his trial looming, it's not just his future at stake. It's the entire glamorous network of connections all at risk. If he decides to shift the blame, this scandal involving Sean Diddy Combs has outgrown its origins. What started as an investigation into one man's alleged misdeeds has ballooned into a storm, threatening to expose major corporations. And here's the kicker. It seems some of these entities weren't just innocent bystanders. There's growing chatter that they may have been complicit or, at the very least, willing enablers, turning a blind eye while benefiting from the arrangement. Now, the case pivots from a celebrity spectacle to something far deeper and more tangled. Diddy's infamous freak-offs weren't your run-of-the-mill Hollywood parties. Imagine upscale hotels transformed into chaotic scenes where the line between glamorous celebration and nightmare became almost indistinguishable. Tony Buzbee, known for his fierce courtroom presence, has raised the possibility that some corporate giants may have knowingly turned a blind eye, or worse, actively concealed the truth. If proven, certain hotels could face consequences not just in reputation but in monumental financial settlements. The impact could go well beyond a mere PR disaster. And it doesn't stop there. Banks have also entered the conversation, raising eyebrows over their potential role. It begs the question, how could financial institutions be implicated? Although banks weren't at these parties, the money trail tells another story. Hosting lavish, multi-day events isn't cheap, and it's speculated that banks may have processed funds for illegal substances or even discreetly handled hush money transactions. Banks are legally obligated to flag suspicious transactions, particularly when large amounts and irregular patterns appear. But if they prioritized keeping a high-profile client satisfied, it's possible some red flags were overlooked. While this remains speculative until the court reveals more, the notion that financial institutions tied to Diddy's empire may have helped keep his secrets isn't far-fetched. And if things weren't complex enough, the case may also pull pharmaceutical companies into the spotlight. Allegedly, some victims tested positive for disturbing substances, like horse tranquilizers, items not commonly available. This suggests that a sophisticated distribution network might have provided these drugs. If any pharmaceutical suppliers or distributors played a role in directing these substances toward Diddy's events, they could soon be under scrutiny, answering tough questions of their own. This whole situation casts a shadow over major companies that might have played supporting roles in a very dark chapter. If evidence links them to this scandal, their liability could extend into legal territory they're not prepared for. The case is unfolding into something much larger than a celebrity trial. It's becoming an exposé on how deeply entwined corporate interests and high-profile misdeeds can be. Buzzy has announced plans to file lawsuits across multiple states. And this isn't limited to the events at Diddy's extravagant gatherings. The reach of these legal claims spans decades, tracing back to the 1990s and stretching into just a few years ago. With each new lawsuit, more names could emerge, potentially implicating numerous hotels and banks that have turned a blind eye. The real revelations are likely to unfold in the courtroom, and if you think you've heard it all, just wait. The coming months could feature some of the most jaw-dropping narratives the entertainment industry has ever witnessed. Dirty secrets are spilling out, and let's face it, the powerful players caught in this drama are likely sweating bullets right now. When a star finds themselves in trouble, their fans often pull off some impressive mental gymnastics to defend them, no matter how ludicrous the evidence may be. But it seems there's groundbreaking information surfacing about these legal troubles. And trust me, it's anything but ordinary. We're talking arrest warrants, covert alliances, and all the juicy details that would make for a gripping Hollywood blockbuster. Enter Tony Busby, the relentless Texas attorney who isn't backing down. Representing over 120 people with serious allegations against this celebrity, Busby claims that some of the star's so-called friends are scrambling to distance themselves. According to him, these fair-weather friends are deleting posts, erasing connections, and even offering hush money to stay out of the scandal's reach. Since the arrest, lawsuits have been stacking up, covering everything from misconduct to outlandish parties and secrets that these A-list pals might have known about for years. Now, they're racing to erase any link to the case, hoping to dodge association with a scandal of this scale. But Busby reveals he has a mountain of evidence: text messages, photos, videos, you name it. Those trying to delete evidence may already be too late. The receipts are there, and they're explosive. Busby hints there's a group of people out there right now who are sweating bullets over their involvement, and he's only scratched the surface. The real question: how many high-profile names will collapse as more details emerge? It's like watching a game of Jenga, where each new revelation threatens to bring the whole tower down. Meanwhile, Diddy's lawyer, Erica Wolf, is staying tight-lipped, dismissing what she calls baseless accusations. On the other hand, Busby's hotline for victims has been flooded, with over 12,000 calls in just 24 hours. That's not just an open floodgate, it's a tsunami, hinting that there's a lot more here than a few unfounded claims. Busby is already working to settle cases, aiming to provide some justice for the victims while building a broader case against the celebrity. And let's not forget the most intriguing part of all. The list of celebrity names being dropped is about to make this scandal even wilder. Prince Harry's name has somehow surfaced in this scandal, though there's no implication of any wrongdoing on his part. It's more like he's been swept up in the whirlwind, which is probably the last thing he needs right now. And we have Lucian Grange, the CEO of Universal Music Group, who stands accused of being aware of the antics surrounding this mess and turning a blind eye. Classic move, right? It's like pretending not to notice the storm brewing until you find yourself drenched, just when you thought the drama couldn't escalate any further. Cuba Gooding Jr. gets dragged into the fray. He's been named as a defendant for some dubious behavior aboard a yacht, and of course he's labeled the allegations as ridiculous. Ironically, rich coming from someone who's faced his fair share of Hollywood chaos. Then there's young Miami, who was dating Diddy at the time, but claims she's completely in the dark about the scandal. I wasn't around at the time. she insists, which sounds pretty convenient for someone who wants to distance herself from the fallout her ex has created. This scandal is not just threatening individual careers, it casts a long, ugly shadow over anyone who's been even remotely close to the chaos. If the allegations hold water, we're looking at some serious jail time, potentially career-ending sentences for those involved. The big question now is how many more names will emerge as this saga unfolds. Lucian Grange, his legal team has been quick to respond to the accusations, labeling them as outlandish and knowingly false. They're not just fighting to dismiss these claims, they're out for blood, threatening to go after the lawyer who filed them. That's how the game is played in the world of the rich and powerful. Don't just deny, destroy. The stakes have escalated beyond mere legal battles. We're witnessing a full-blown war of public perception. This isn't just a legal issue anymore. It's a matter of whether recovery is even feasible, both in the eyes of the law and in public opinion. The entire situation extends beyond one individual. It reflects on the powerful figures surrounding them and the system that enables celebrities to operate in a bubble, untouched, until everything comes crashing down. As this case approaches trial, one thing is evident. The fallout will be brutal. It will affect careers, reputations, and the lives of everyone caught in the blast radius. The looming question remains, who will leave unscathed and who will be left in the rubble? The internet is buzzing with rumors, and people are lapping them up like they're watching the latest season of their favorite reality TV show. But here's the kicker. These conspiracy theories aren't just floating around. They're being embraced as if they're the gospel truth by those who can't resist a juicy scandal. So let's dive into some of the wildest theories out there that might actually have some truth to them. First on the list is the body double theory. According to this outrageous speculation, the person accused didn't actually get arrested. Instead, they sent in a lookalike to take the heat seriously. There's something almost theatrical about the notion that one of the wealthiest and most influential figures in the entertainment industry would orchestrate their own mini prison break. Can't you just imagine them lounging in a swanky hotel suite while their body double is being cuffed? The theory suggests this individual has such deep pockets and connections that they could easily pull a Houdini escaping the scene while a doppelganger distracts the authorities. Sounds ridiculous, right? But people are totally buying it. This isn't just about whether someone got arrested. It's about creating a larger-than-life narrative. The notion that a celebrity could outsmart the entire justice system with such a stunt feeds into the fantasy that they're somehow above the law. And let's face it, many folks would prefer to believe this over the mundane reality of someone simply getting caught. Next up, we have the Epstein connection. Yes, you heard that correctly. Some individuals have linked this scandal to the notorious Jeffrey Epstein, and not just in a casual, they crossed paths at a party sort of way. We're talking about serious allegations that suggest the accused was tangled up in some of Epstein's more sinister operations. Rumors are swirling that they were part of an elite circle, frequenting secretive and lavish parties where all kinds of illegal activities occurred. There are whispers that they were a regular at Epstein's Miami mansion, the site of these infamous gatherings. Whether they ever set foot in that mansion is still up for debate. But here's where it gets even messier. Joe Rogan and MMA fighter Israel Adesanya have jumped into this narrative, hinting that the accused might be linked to a much darker side of the entertainment scene. Adesanya even expressed relief at dodging an invite to one of those parties, almost like it was some sort of secret rite of passage into the elite. Rogan, known for stirring the pot with conspiracy theories, pointed out that the silence from mainstream media on this topic suggests there's a cover-up at play. And the cherry on top, there's this lingering idea that, unlike Epstein, this person might crack under pressure and name-drop all their rich and powerful associates. This taps right into the public's desire for a high-profile downfall. People don't just want to see this individual go down. They're craving the spectacle of an entire empire collapsing. There's been a whirlwind of chatter about the late Kim Porter, Diddy's ex-partner, particularly regarding some alleged journal entries that cast a shadow over him. According to the rumor mill, a newly released book titled Kim's Lost Words supposedly features journal entries from Porter that unveil all sorts of dark secrets. Some believe these entries could even be the spark that ignited Diddy's recent legal troubles. It's like a plot ripped straight from a detective novel, a mysterious book popping up just as things were heating up for Diddy, as if fate were orchestrating a dramatic downfall. Despite Diddy's team denouncing this as utter fabrication, conspiracy theorists are eating it up, convinced there's a hidden diary out there containing all the juicy details. And in a world where sensational narratives often overshadow the truth, it's no wonder this book is flying off the shelves, reinforcing the idea that Diddy's polished public persona has been a meticulously crafted illusion all along. But wait, there's more. Some folks are even linking Diddy's arrest to the breakup of Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. Yep, you heard that right. Apparently, there were tapes seized during an FBI raid on Diddy's mansion that supposedly featured Lopez. In this theory, those tapes were so explosive that they played a role in her split from Affleck. What's wild about this theory is how perfectly it caters to the public's obsession with high-profile romantic drama. Affleck and Lopez have always been tabloid favorites, and this rumor feeds into the insatiable thirst for a scandalous Hollywood love triangle. Of course, J-Lo's camp has dismissed this as complete nonsense, but that hasn't stopped the rumor mill from spinning out new iterations of this tale as if it were a never-ending soap opera. And just when you think it couldn't get any crazier, Usher has been pulled into drama too after Diddy's arrest. Usher wiped his entire social media history clean. Some might chalk that up to a simple coincidence, but conspiracy theorists are raising eyebrows and viewing it as a major red flag. The theory floating around is that Usher was trying to cover up any ties to Diddy before things heated up. People speculate that Usher sensed trouble on the horizon and decided to scrub his digital footprint. After all, if you have nothing to hide, why erase everything, right? Usher later claimed his account was hacked, but once the conspiracy machine turned on, it was hard to put the brakes on. The timing seemed too coincidental for some to believe anything less than the worst. Now let's chat about Justin Bieber, or rather, a song that sounds like him. An AI-generated track emerged online shortly after Diddy's arrest, featuring what appears to be Bieber's voice belting out lyrics about getting lost at a party hosted by none other than Diddy himself. Although it's been confirmed that the song is a fake created by artificial intelligence, that hasn't stopped speculation about hidden truths in the lyrics. The fact that it surfaced right after Diddy's legal woes only added fuel to the fire. People are convinced that whether the song is real or not, it serves as some sort of clue or warning about the shady happenings at Diddy's parties. So, could this trial take down some of Hollywood's biggest names? Or is Diddy being unfairly targeted? Only time will tell.